Hi, Dr. Carter here. I wanted to post this video tutorial for you to give you some helpful hints or tidbits about how you can successfully navigate assessments here at Hazelden. Keep in mind that an assessment could be a quiz or a knowledge check or an exam. They might be called a few different things. However, assessments are generally um, assignments that have objective answers. In other words, not papers or discussion responses. So as you start your exam or quiz, I want you to note the instructions. They're really important. So your instructions might include, for example, how long you have to complete the exam. They also might include resources that will help you better navigate the exam. It might tell you information about whether or not you need a proctor. So there's lots of important information in the instruction section, so please review it. I would also suggest that you make sure that you are taking a little bit of time off the exam time that you've been given so that you can go back and review your exam. So this is a 15-minute exam that we're looking at, and I would take off about 3 to 5 minutes of that time to make sure that I had time to go back and review my answers. So I would set my phone for about 10 minutes from now so that at 10 minutes I would know, okay, you need to start reviewing. So if I'm not finished the exam, I would need to finish up what I was doing so that I could start reviewing the exam. Keep in mind that reviewing your exam answers does not necessarily mean that you will change them. It just means that you're giving yourself time to look over them. So if we look at our first question here, this is a standard multiple choice question. What is the color of the sky? And so most times it's blue, so hopefully you'll answer this question with blue. Keep in mind that there is only one correct answer for this type of question. So if you change your answer, obviously blue will not stay marked. So there's one correct answer for this type of question. If we look at question 2, it looks like a similar question, but it in fact is not. Question 2 is a multiple selection question. And what that means is that multiple answers could be correct. How do you tell the difference? Because both of these questions actually look similarly. There's a question and then there are 4 possible answers. The difference is that when there's a multiple choice, in other words, you have to make a choice, you will only be able to select one of the options. When you have a multiple selection, and that's a radio dial, by the way, when you have a multiple selection question, then you will have these check boxes. So that's what you want to look for. Please note that your exam might not tell you to check all that apply, if that makes any sense. So it might not say what animal has 4 legs, check all that apply. It might just say what animals have 4 legs. And it'll be your job to decipher whether or not more than one of these answers is correct. So remember that when you see check boxes, that should be a trigger for you that there could be more than one right answer. So in this case, we're going to check these boxes. And your last question is the standard true-false question. The thing I wanted to remind you about this question is that when you see modifiers like always and never, you want to be careful about those because rarely in life, as well as in counseling, are things always or never. So in this case, counselors should always maintain confidentiality. It is good practice to maintain confidentiality. However, there are times when we cannot. Therefore, always makes this item false. Again, when you see always or never, you want to be skeptical, and that should trigger you to think, are there times when this could happen? And in this case, you should be asking yourself, are there times when we wouldn't be able to maintain confidentiality? Or if the answer is never, or if the item says counselors should never, then you should be asking yourself, are there times when we would maintain confidentiality? And if you can think of an instance where there's a time that you would not or would do the exact opposite of what the item says, you should probably mark it false. So those are my tidbits. I hope this helps. Best of luck to you.